Hello students, this is Savita Pawar. Welcome to my channel Get the Math. Today we are going to see the introduction of lesson 3, that is understanding quadrilaterals. So in this lesson we are going to study about the quadrilaterals, their properties and the types of quadrilaterals. Okay. Before that, first we have to see some of the terms. First one is the curves. What is meant by curve? A line that bends round is called as a curve. So here are some of the figures I have shown you. So these are called as the simple curves because they do not intersect each other or they do not cut each other. These are non-simple curves. Okay, you can see the difference. Then these are closed curves. These are also closed curves. This is also can be called as the closed curves. Closed means there is no opening, so it is called as a closed curves. And these are open curves. And this one here can also be called as the open curve. This is also the open curve. Okay. Second point is the simple curve. A curve that does not cross itself is called as a simple curve. So this is called as a simple curve that does not cross itself like this one. So this is a simple curve. Then simple closed curve. A closed curve which does not cross itself is a simple closed curve. So this figure only. This one is also called as not just the simple curve, but this is also called as a simple closed curve. These two figures, as they are closed, this is not closed, so this is not simple closed curves, but these two figures are simple closed curves. This one is also the simple closed curve that is not crossing itself, but this one is crossing, so this is not simple closed curve. So this first, second, and this one, these can be called as the simple closed curves. Like example, you have triangle, quadrilateral or circle. Those are simple closed curves. Now, what is meant by open curve then? The shape which does not close by line segments or curve is called as the open curve. Like you can see in the figure, this is open here. These are open curves. Okay. Then the next one is, there are three types of simple closed curves. The first one is the simple closed curves which are made up of line segments only. Those are also called as the polygons. That is starting from triangle, square, rectangle, pentagon, all these which are closed and they have only the line segments in the figure. There is no curve in the figure. Okay. So those are called as the polygons. So simple closed figures, they are made up of line segments only. Those are called as the polygons. Then what are curved lines? Simple closed figures that are made up of curved lines only. Here there is no line segment. There is only curve. Example, circle or oval or this figure. Then it is called as the curved lines. Third one is simple closed curves which are made up of both line segments and the curves. So this is hemisphere, okay, with a line segment and the curve along with, this is cylinder with a line segment and curve along both the sides. So it is called as this is the third type of polygon, that is simple closed curve having line segment as well as curve. So first one was only with line segments which are also said as polygons. Second one is with the curved lines. And third one is with the line segments and also with the curved lines. Now in polygons, that is the first type which has only line segments. There are two types of polygons. First one is the convex polygon and second is the concave polygon. Now what is convex polygon? Those polygons which do not have any line segment joining any two different points in the interior of the polygon. So the line segments do not move in the interior of the polygon like this. So they do not move in the interior. So those are called as the convex. And the concave one, those line segments which move in the interior of that figure, like this one here. You can see the difference between these two figures. So if the line segments move into the interior of that figure, then it is concave. And if they do not move to the interior of that figure, then it is convex. Here in 8th standard, you are going to study about the convex, these figures. Now, there are two different types of convex polygons. First one is the regular polygon and second is the irregular polygon. Regular polygon means all those figures, all those polygons which are made up of equal length and equal angles, such as this one equilateral triangle whose all sides are equal and all angles are also equal. Such type of figures are called as a regular polygon. Like in square, all sides are equal and all angles are also equal, so it is a regular polygon. And this also may be called as a regular pentagon. You can see the symbol here. This one marking means all sides are equal, therefore all angles are also equal, so it is a regular pentagon. Okay. Then irregular means those figures whose length of the sides and the angles are not equal. Angles may be sometimes equal, like in rectangle, or one or two angles may be equal, like in trapezium. This one is right angle trapezium. Okay, so that can be equal, but the length of the sides are not equal, then it is called as a irregular polygon. Okay, so here I have given the classification of polygons. With the number of sides, you have to name that figure. So number of sides means how many number of vertices are there. So number of vertices are, if suppose 3, then it is called as a triangle. You know triangle. Then fourth one is, if the number of sides is 4, then classification is called as a quadrilateral. Any type of quadrilateral here, kite, rhombus, square, rectangle, all these constitute together as the quadrilateral. So this is the 4-sided figure. Then if it is having 5 sides, then it is called as a pentagon. This is a figure for pentagon, 5 sides. Then 6 sides, then it is called as a hexagon. This is the 6-sided figure. If the figure is having 7 sides, then it is called as a heptagon. Then if 8 sides, it is called as a octagon. Then 9 sides, it is called as a nonagon. And 10 sides, it is called as the decagon. And if the figure is having n sides, it is called as the n-gon. Okay. So these names constitute the number of the sides the figure will have, or number of vertices the figure will have. Now diagonals. Next point is diagonals. A line segment joining two non-consecutive vertices of a polygon is called as diagonals. So here with the yellow lining I have shown you, these are called as the diagonals. The adjacent vertices, they are not joining the adjacent, but the non-consecutive, the opposite vertices they are joining here. So those line segments are called as the diagonals of that particular figure. Then ninth is about the interior and the exterior angles. Suppose this is a pentagon here, and if you suppose extend the line segments in the exterior part here, so like this I have extended here, this one I have extended. If you extend that line segments in its exterior part, so you get an exterior angle everywhere, and so the interior angle of the figure is called as the interior angle. Now interior angle together with the exterior angle equal to 180 degrees, because this makes a straight line here. So straight line equal to 180. So interior angle plus exterior angle of any figure is equal to 180. Then what is the sum of the exterior angle? All the exterior angle together, that makes a circle here. So sum of all the exterior angles is equal to 360 degree. Okay. And if you want to find each of the exterior angle, that means any one exterior angle you want to find, so you can, and you know the figure, number of sides of that figure, then you can find it by the formula 360 by n. N is number of side here. So you will get each exterior angle. So these are two formulas here. So for the exterior angle, sum of the exterior angle, the total should be 360. And each exterior angle if you want to find, then divide 360 by the number of sides of that figure. 10th one is angle sum property, or it is also called as to find the interior angles of that figure. So sum of the interior angles here with the green, if sum of the interior angles you want to find, then the formula is n minus 2 into 180, or you can also write it as 2n minus 4 into 90. In some books it is given as 2n minus 4 into 90. So it is one and the same. So sum of the interior angles equal to n minus 2 into 180. If you want to find each interior angle, that means only one interior angle you want to find, then divide this sum of interior angles by n. So that becomes each interior angle, or 2n minus 4 into 90 by n. Okay. So this way you can get each interior angle. So I have shown here by taking two sides. Example, three sides, that is called as triangle. So in place of n, put the number of sides as 3. You will get the sum of the interior angles of triangle is 180, as 3 sides means triangle. Then it is pentagon, means 5 sides. Substitute n equal to 5 here. So you will get 540 after solving. So that is the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon. Okay. Now the next part is kinds of quadrilaterals. What are the different kinds of quadrilaterals and their properties? First one is the trapezium. A quadrilateral with a pair of parallel sides is called as a trapezium. Now this arrow shows the parallel sides here. Okay, and the yellow one is the diagonal in the figure. So here properties are: no sides, angles and diagonals are congruent. So none of the side here is congruent. They are not of equal length. Neither the diagonals are of equal length. Okay. Angle A plus angle B. So these two angles, they are like a transversal, same side of the transversal. So that will be equal to 180. And C plus D will also be equal to 180. And AD will be parallel to BC. So these are the properties of a trapezium. Okay. So the two sides will be parallel, but they will not be of equal length. Then the second quadrilateral is kite. Adjacent sides are equal in length. Here you know the kite figure. So adjacent sides are equal in length. Properties are: the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. Here the diagonals are perpendicular. You can see the 90-degree angle here. One of the diagonal bisect the other. So this longer diagonal will bisect the shorter diagonal. That means this diagonal is of equal length. Equal, this sign you see here in yellow. This shows that this length is equal to this length here. So angle B equal to angle D. The opposite angles, angle B equal to angle D, but angle A will not be equal to angle C. You can see from the figure this angle is greater than this angle. Then in parallelogram, third type of quadrilateral is parallelogram. A quadrilateral with each pair of opposite sides parallel is called as a parallelogram. So opposite sides are parallel to each other. You can see the arrow. So this one is parallel to this and this is parallel to this, and its length is also equal to this and its length is also equal to this. So that is a parallelogram. So opposite sides are equal, opposite angles are also equal. Here you can see with the violet color, opposite angles are equal here. This is one green, opposite angles are equal, and diagonals bisect each other. So diagonals are divided into equal half, but they are not of equal length, but this is the midpoint. Okay. Then comes the rhombus. A parallelogram with sides equal length, but the angles are of not 90 degree. That is called as the rhombus. All the sides are of equal length, you can see in green, and all are parallel to each other. You can see the arrow, and the diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So that figure is called as a rhombus. Okay. Then comes the rectangle. A parallelogram with a right angle at its vertex is called as a rectangle. So this is a parallelogram, but the angle here is a rectangle, but opposite sides of the rectangle are equal. All the sides are not equal here. Opposite sides are equal. This is equal to this and this is equal to this, but they are parallel also. Opposite sides are parallel too. Okay. And diagonals are equal in length. These diagonals are equal in length. They are not perpendicular to each other. They do not, they bisect each other, but they are not perpendicular to each other. But the length of the diagonal is equal. The next one is the square. A rectangle with sides of equal length is called as a square, or a parallelogram also you can say. or a rectangle with sides equal. So here in square you have all the properties of parallelogram, rhombus and rectangle together, that is called as a square. That opposite sides, all the sides are equal, all the sides are parallel to each other, diagonals are of equal length, diagonals bisect each other and diagonals are perpendicular to each other, and also there is 90-degree angle at the vertex. So that all together constitute a square. So this was all about the introduction of lesson 3, understanding the quadrilaterals. Please go through this introduction video. It is very essential to know each and every point of that lesson. If you have any query, you can ask me in the comment box. So do like, share and subscribe my channel, Get the Math.